Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly forgotten why you went there? Or found yourself searching for your glasses, only to discover they were on your head the entire time? Maybe someone's name slips away right when you're about to introduce them. Or perhaps you find yourself rereading the same sentence over and over because your mind keeps drifting. If you're over 50, these moments can feel unsettling. Many people immediately wonder, is this normal? Am I developing dementia? Why am I forgetting things more often than I used to? These concerns are incredibly common. In fact, one of the biggest fears many adults have after 50 isn't wrinkles, gray hair, or even physical aging. It's the fear of losing their memory. But here's something important to understand. Forgetting things more often does not automatically mean something is seriously wrong. The truth is that many factors can affect memory as we age. Some are completely normal, while others are surprisingly reversible. Today, we're going to explore why memory changes happen after 50, what might be contributing to them, and when it may be worth talking to a healthcare professional. Let's begin. Many people imagine memory as a giant storage room. You put information in, later you take it out. Simple. But the brain doesn't actually work that way. Memory is more like a complicated network of connections. To remember something, your brain must first pay attention, process information, store it, retrieve it later. If any part of that process is disrupted, memory can seem weaker, even when the information is technically still there. This is why many memory lapses are actually attention problems, rather than memory problems. For example, you place your keys on the kitchen counter while thinking about bills, dinner, and tomorrow's appointments. Hours later, you can't find them. Did your brain forget? Not exactly. The information was never fully stored because your attention was elsewhere. As life becomes busier and more stressful, this becomes increasingly common. One of the most normal changes after 50 is a gradual slowing of information processing. Think of it like a computer. The computer still works. The files are still there, but opening and accessing them may take slightly longer. You might notice taking longer to remember names, needing more time to learn new technology, struggling to recall a word that eventually comes back later. This can be frustrating, but slower retrieval is not necessarily the same thing as memory loss. In many healthy adults, the information is still available. The brain simply needs a little more time to access it. Many people blame aging when stress is actually the bigger problem. Chronic stress affects areas of the brain involved in memory and learning. When stress hormones stay elevated for long periods, concentration becomes more difficult. And when concentration suffers, memory suffers too. Think about your life right now. You may be dealing with financial concerns, retirement planning, health worries, caring for aging parents, supporting adult children, relationship challenges. That's a lot for the brain to manage. When your mind is overloaded, memory often becomes one of the first things affected. You may feel forgetful not because your brain is failing, but because it's exhausted. Many adults over 50 experience sleep changes. You may wake up more often during the night. You may have trouble falling asleep. You may sleep fewer hours than you used to. What many people don't realize is that memory depends heavily on sleep. During sleep, the brain helps organize and strengthen memories from the day. Without enough quality sleep, information doesn't get processed efficiently. Research consistently shows that poor sleep can affect focus, learning, memory, mental clarity. If you've been forgetting more lately, ask yourself, how well have I been sleeping? Sometimes, improving sleep can make a noticeable difference in cognitive performance. Modern life constantly pulls our attention in different directions. You might be watching television, checking your phone, responding to messages, thinking about errands, listening to someone talk, all at the same time. The brain is not designed to handle endless multitasking. Every time attention shifts, the brain becomes less effective at storing information. As a result, memory feels weaker. In reality, the issue may not be memory itself. The issue may be that information never received enough attention to be properly stored. Single tasking may sound old-fashioned, but it remains one of the most powerful tools for improving memory. Many adults describe a sensation often called brain fog. Brain fog isn't a medical diagnosis. It's a collection of symptoms that may include mental fatigue, difficulty concentrating, slower thinking, forgetfulness, reduced mental clarity. Brain fog can be linked to poor sleep, stress, lack of physical activity, medication side effects, nutritional issues. When the brain feels foggy, memory often seems worse. People may assume they're experiencing cognitive decline when the real issue is that their brain isn't functioning at its best. Many people think exercise only benefits muscles and the heart, but movement also supports brain health. Physical activity helps increase blood flow throughout the body, including the brain. Healthy circulation helps deliver oxygen and nutrients that brain cells need. Studies have repeatedly found that physically active adults often perform better on measures of memory and cognitive function. The good news: you don't need extreme workouts. Even regular walking can be beneficial. Small daily habits often matter more than occasional intense efforts. The brain requires a steady supply of nutrients to function properly. When certain nutrients are lacking, memory and concentration may suffer. Potential contributors can include low levels of vitamin B12, vitamin D, iron, folate. These deficiencies can sometimes develop gradually and go unnoticed. Some people assume their forgetfulness is simply part of aging when a nutritional issue may be playing a role. This is one reason why discussing persistent memory concerns with a healthcare professional can be valuable. Many adults over 50 take one or more medications. While medications can be important for managing health conditions, some may affect memory, alertness, or concentration. Examples can include certain medications used for sleep, anxiety, allergies, pain management. This doesn't mean anyone should stop taking prescribed medications. However, if memory changes seem noticeable, it's worth discussing possible side effects with a healthcare professional. Sometimes adjustments can make a difference. This is the question many people really want answered. When is forgetting normal? And when is it a warning sign? Normal age-related forgetfulness may include occasionally misplacing items, forgetting names but remembering later, walking into a room and losing track of why, taking longer to learn new information. These experiences are common and often manageable. More concerning signs may include frequently repeating the same questions, getting lost in familiar places, difficulty following familiar routines, significant confusion about time or place, major interference with daily life. The key difference is often function. Occasional lapses are frustrating. Persistent difficulties that disrupt independence deserve attention. Humans are social beings. Conversations challenge the brain. Relationships stimulate thinking. Social engagement encourages memory, language, and emotional processing. Unfortunately, many adults become more isolated with age. Retirement, relocation, health issues, or loss of loved ones can reduce daily interaction. Research suggests that social isolation may negatively affect cognitive health over time. Staying connected matters. Simple conversation may provide more brain stimulation than many people realize. Ironically, worrying about memory can sometimes make memory feel worse. Imagine trying desperately to remember a name. The harder you force it, the more it seems to disappear. Then hours later, it suddenly pops into your head. Anxiety creates mental pressure. Pressure interferes with retrieval. This can create a frustrating cycle. You forget something. You become worried. The worry increases stress. Stress makes memory feel worse. The cycle repeats. Understanding this pattern can be surprisingly reassuring. The goal isn't perfection. Everyone forgets things occasionally. Instead, focus on habits that support long-term brain health. These include prioritizing sleep. Aim for consistent, high-quality sleep whenever possible. Staying physically active. Regular movement supports circulation and overall brain function. Managing stress. Relaxation techniques, hobbies, And social activities may help reduce mental overload, challenging your brain. Learning new skills keeps the brain engaged. Read books, try puzzles, learn technology, practice a language, staying socially connected. Meaningful interaction stimulates multiple areas of the brain. Organizing your environment. Use calendars, reminders, lists, and routines. These tools support memory rather than replace it. But if you're forgetting things more often after 50, you're not alone. Millions of people experience similar concerns. And in many cases, these changes are influenced by factors such as stress, poor sleep, mental overload, brain fog, lifestyle habits, normal aging processes. That doesn't mean memory concerns should be ignored. If changes seem significant, persistent, or disruptive, discussing them with a healthcare professional is always a wise step. But occasional forgetfulness by itself does not automatically mean cognitive decline. Your brain may simply be asking for better rest, better attention, and better support. But the next time you forget a name, misplace your keys, or walk into a room wondering why you're there, try not to panic. Memory is influenced by far more than age alone. Sometimes the issue isn't that your brain is failing, it's that your brain is tired, overloaded, distracted, or simply processing information differently than it did decades ago. The encouraging news is that many factors affecting memory are things we can improve. And every small step toward better sleep, better movement, lower stress, and stronger social connection is also a step toward supporting your brain. Because growing older doesn't mean giving up on mental sharpness. It means learning how to care for the incredible brain that has carried you through a lifetime of experiences. And that journey is far from over.
Before we conclude, a quick reminder. The information shared in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have heard on this channel. Your health is your most valuable asset. Treat it with the professional care it deserves.